Hey guys, this week I'm driving the Omoda C5 and I've been able to drive it down to the Berg and I've got to spend some extensive time behind the wheel. Now, one of the things that I do like about the Omoda is its design, and you'll notice that it's quite appealing and quite striking. And you'll also notice from the front you've got these daytime LED running lights, and then you've got your headlamps at the bottom which are also LED, and then you've got your fogs right at the bottom of this light. And then at the bottom of a bumper you've got some carbon fiber finish with this black plastic finish along the bottom of the bumper. At the front you've got these little aluminium kind of slits on the along the front grille, which give it this diamond effect and it makes it look pretty cool. And at the top you've got your Omoda badging. This color I believe is called light green, and I think it looks pretty nice. So from the side of the vehicle you got these gloss black rims with these red brake calipers, and then you've got these are 18-inch rims and they're wrapped in this tire which I've not seen before, which is called Giti, and I'm not sure if it's a Chinese brand, but it performed quite decently on the road, and no real gripes there from the tire perspective. So from the back of the Omoda you got these lovely LED tail lamps, you got this nice spoiler as well as your shark fin. You also get this durable kind of rubber along the top of your bumper to help when you're taking out bags from the inside of the vehicle and not to scratch the actual paint. At the bottom you got this matte chrome finish, and then you got this gray paint at the bottom of your bumper. Now the boot is electrically operated and you get 378 liters of boot space. If you drop the seats down you get over 1,000 liters of boot space. You get a biscuit spare tire and a 12-volt socket. So on the inside of the Omoda C5, it is quite nice, quite pleasant on the eyes, and it's got a lot of the features that most consumers are looking for. So you got two 10.25-inch displays, one for your multimedia, and then you've got one for your driving cockpit. Both quite easy to use, and it was quite seamless for me, being able to use them. You've obviously got your steering controls as well. So on the right hand side you've got your multimedia controls, which is your mode and your ability to switch between tracks, volume, etc. And then on the left hand side you've got your cruise control settings. This one is the elegance derivative, so you do get a host of safety features as well as your adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. One of the things that I do need to mention is that the adaptive cruise control radar system did stop working about 2 or 3 times on the route here, and it basically reinitiated after the vehicle restarted, but then it switched off again as we were progressing on our drive. So it is something to note. Hopefully it's just kind of some sort of software bug that will be fixed, as software updates become available for the vehicle. Now, in terms of the settings of the vehicle, there is a host of settings. You've got your Bluetooth, Apple CarPlays, Android Autos, etc. You've also got your homecoming lights. You've got your Omoda lights on the outside of the doors. You don't get adaptive cruise control and some of the other safety features on the entry-level models. So other than that, you've got wireless charging here in the front. You've also got a Type A and Type C port in the front. There's extra storage space along here at the bottom, which is quite useful. So at your gear lever, you've only got 2 driver modes, which is Eco and Sport. You've got your hill hold assist, and then you've got your parking brake as well as your volume control. You've got 360-degree cameras on this vehicle, so that's also pretty useful. You also get ambient lighting, which is also pretty cool and quite useful. On the right hand side of the steering, the only control that is available here is your ability to open your boot, right? So other than that, I think that pretty much rounds it up. You also get these really cool sports leather seats, which are very comfortable, and there are 6-way electronic controls here. They are also ventilated and cooled, and I think overall from the build quality, it feels quite nice, to be quite honest with you. And I think the Chinese are doing a fantastic job bringing out these offerings where there's just this gap in this market, right? At around 500,000 Rand price point, I mean, you can end up buying a Polo if you really wanted to, depending on what you're buying. And here you're just getting so much more as standard than you would get, in some of the German brands where you have to top up on optional extras, etc. I think, the Chinese are coming in from a value proposition point of view, and I think they're doing a fantastic job at that. They make sure that it's got all the features and technology that most consumers are looking for, and they come in at an affordable price point. And I think, this is why it's difficult to ignore them. So under the bonnet, the motor is powered by a 1.5 liter turbocharged engine. It develops a modest 115 kilowatts and 230 newton meters of torque. Now, claimed fuel consumption is about 6.9 liters. I've been able to achieve about 8, and this was pretty much with highway driving. I would say 9 liters is a more realistic number, and also dependent on your driving style. It's mated to a CVT gearbox, which is not noisy or anything of that sort, and you can hear it going down now, and I think it goes quite well. Over the bumps, it's quite comfortable, and nothing really to complain about from a driving point of view. Obviously, if you want the faster model, there is the GT derivative, which is the C5 GT, I believe, which is 145 kilowatts, and obviously it comes at a slightly heftier price tag. But I think for what it is, it drives pretty decently, in my opinion, and even the cornering, the handling, everything felt pretty good. Levels of comfort felt pretty good, even over the bumps. I'm in Drakensberg, and there's a lot of potholes, and the road's not great here, but I think it handled it pretty well. So nothing really to complain about there. I think that for that 115 kilowatts and 230 newton meters that you're getting, the vehicle goes pretty efficiently, and it delivers quite well on that power. So from a safety point of view, you've got quite a bit of safety features on this vehicle, this being the elegance derivative. It comes standard with adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning. You've also got automatic braking. You've got rear cross traffic alert, lane departure warning, integrated cruise assist, and just a host of safety features that are generally a bunch of extra money on other vehicles. You also got 360-degree cameras, front and rear parking sensors, and a 5-star NCAP rating. So you got a host of airbags around the vehicle, and that 5-star NCAP rating is definitely a good check mark for me. We can all admit that there's quite a bit of features that are being offered in these Chinese models, and this is what consumers are looking for. So in the rear of the Omoda, it's quite comfortable. Seats are quite nice, and these sports seats are quite nice even from the back. They do take up quite a bit of space, though. You do get some storage space behind the seats, as well as on the either side of your door. You've got electrically operated windows. You've got one type A port at the back, as well as some vents, and then you get 2 cup holders in your armrest, and then you also get ISOFIX for the kids. Your rear seats are 60/40 foldable, so that does open up your boot storage space to over 1,000 liters as well. The pricing, you can get into the Omoda C5 range at 359,000 Rand, but if you want this elegance derivative, it will set you back 507,000 Rand. It comes with a 5-year 150,000 kilometer warranty and a 5-year 70,000 kilometer service plan. Now, the Omoda is not perfect. It has had its snags over my trip, but I think with the brand being fairly new in the country, they would need some time for development and improving on their models. And additionally, I still think there is incredible value in this vehicle. There's just so much packed into this vehicle. It's literally unbelievable the kind of value that the Chinese are bringing into our country. And I think with the tough economy and the way consumers are feeling it in their pockets, these cheaper alternatives, while not perfect, people will still consider them and overlook some of the flaws just considering the price point and what you're getting. So whether the vehicle stands the test of time in terms of resale value, reliability, and availability of parts, that only time will tell and give us that one. And unfortunately, it's just too early on in the game for me to comment on that from the Omoda perspective. However, rest assured that you do have some warranties and service plans to give you some peace of mind over the first 5 years, which should add some value to the consumers and give them some assurance. So thanks for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video. And make sure that if you are in the market for an Omoda C5, you head over to AutoAdvisorza.co.za to get a competitive price on your next Omoda. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.